Do we even draft JJ in 2024? He's in the panic chamber. We can't sit here and pretend he's not in the panic chamber. The question is, at what point does he become an avoid? At what point does he become a value again? Where should we slot him walking into 2024 drafts across all formats? We'll discuss dynasty. We'll discuss, redraft and best ball versus non-best ball. But he's in the panic chamber. No doubt about it. We'll open up the doors. There he is right now. The question is, when do we close the door? What scenarios do we close the door? The Fantasy Football Show Draft Edition. We're drafting tonight. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Here's the link right now. Prepare and sign up ahead of time so you can get into the draft. There's the link. I just dropped it. I'll pin it. Panic Chamber, Draft Edition, JJ Edition, Graveyard Edition begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks. You're watching a
Graveyard Stream.
Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. And it is Panic Chamber time. We've talked about this a couple times this week, but we haven't officially come into a Panic Chamber setting and discussed whether this man, Justin Jefferson, Jay Jettas, deserves to be in the Panic Chamber. The answer is yes. When that Panic Chamber door should be closed, what scenario, and there's a lot of people that are going to come to bat and say that JJ is going to be okay. He produces well. The same old. You hear it all the time. He produces well with anybody under center. Yeah, how many shares of JJ do you have? Because if you don't have any shares of JJ, I venture to say 80% of those people aren't going near him at his cost of entry this year, at least as it stands right now on August 15 at 10:26 p.m. West Coast time, and that is 1:26 a.m. on August 16 East Coast time. Let's open the Panic Chamber doors and let's just admit the facts here. You have Sam Darnold, who is the starting quarterback, not only for the Vikings for week 1, but for the remainder of the year, unless that doesn't work out well. And there's a real good chance this man has at least 2 quarterbacks at some point during the season. That means, yes, I'm predicting failure at a Sam Darnold, who hasn't shown up to play football in how long? Like, everybody assuming, practice Sam Darnold is going to be the same thing as game Sam Darnold. Okay, this guy practiced Sam Darnold, who's throwing good footballs over in San Francisco, and Matt Maiocco, the local beat reporter, called him the best throwing quarterback, or the best football. Sam Darnold had the best football in 49er history, in so many words. Not that he's the best quarterback, obviously, but he's saying he throws a better football than Steve Young, Joe Montana. It's wild. It's wild that Sam Darnold has a group of people that believe in him at all. This is a man that's going to step in and falter. And when he does falter, this man, JJ, is going to have to endure that misstep. And then he gets a new quarterback. Then he has to build more rapport, game rapport, continue to go through this process. I mean, it's going to be a juggling of frustration. This is going to be Davante Adams in Las Vegas last year in Minnesota. I think Las Vegas is going to be frustrating for Davante Adams walking into this year, but it's going to be equally frustrating for JJ and JJ owners. Do I think he's capable of having 1,500, 1,400, 1,550 yards, maybe even higher than that, I suppose. And could he have 90 receptions, 100 receptions? It's possible that he has those numbers. And that would make him an outstanding wide receiver in any other situation other than he's going 6-7 overall. Now, if he falls because of this new J.J. McCarthy having repair surgery on the meniscus, not cleanup, just snipping a little cuttage of that meniscus. The meniscus in the knee is that padding in between the two joints, and they went into JJ's knee, JJ McCarthy, and they were going to either cut and just trim it and allow him to potentially be ready for week 2, week 3, if need be. Or they would go into the knee, find out that the damage was much worse than they thought, and they'd have to do a repair, at which point he would then be out for the season. Well, it just so happens they had to go in and do the full repair, which is better long-term, still concerning for long-term for J.J. McCarthy, but now he's out for the season. Now, while I was on board the 6-7 value for J.J. prior to that J.J. McCarthy news, the devastating J.J. McCarthy news, I'm back on the train of it's too high. I can't take a gamble on J.J. at 6 or 7 when we no longer have the backup plan in place. Sam Darnold starts week 1, fine. You know, I can get behind the fact that if it doesn't work, they go to J.J. McCarthy. And I feel like J.J. McCarthy did prove in just a little bit of a performance that needs to be, you need more than what we got in the preseason. It was not enough. People were going crazy saying this guy's going to be a star. It was a preseason game where he threw an INT, then bounced back, had 2 touchdowns, looked pretty good, but it was against the second-team defense for the Las Vegas Raiders. We need to pump the brakes on what that actually means. However, at least you had 2 plans of attack. You had Sam Darnold. I don't think it works, and when it doesn't work, they jump over to the J.J. McCarthy project. At least there were 2 avenues to get this guy where he needed to go. Now we're down to 1, and I don't know that I feel comfortable enough to make him the 6th or 7th drafted player. In fact, I know I'm not comfortable enough to make him the 6th or 7th drafted player. Give me Breece Hall. Give me Bijan, obviously. That goes without saying. Give me even in home leagues, Kyren Williams goes at the 11, 12, 13, 14 territory. In best ball, Kyren Williams goes in round 3. There couldn't be 2 different worlds than the Kyren Williams best ball world and the home league non-best ball Kyren Williams world. Know the difference, because if you walk into a best ball draft and you grab Kyren at 11 or 12, I think you're going to get laughed at. You go into a non-best ball, a home league, you draft Kyren at the 12-13 turn. No one's laughing at all, but people are still doubting him, but you're winning leagues because of it. My point being that we've got to talk about both worlds now. We've got best ball, we've got non-best ball. Unfortunately, the 2 worlds are nothing alike. They're 2 completely alternate universes that splintered off in the Spider-Verse, and they have no correlation in terms of ADP at all anymore, because everyone in best ball is continuously married to this wide receiver approach, consuming wide receivers to the craziest degree. So much so that people are borrowing 2nd round wide receivers from round 2. People are borrowing 3rd round wide receivers like Nico and others from round 3 and pulling them into round 2, which is good news if you're astute. If you watch this show, then you know that going running back in best ball this year might be the way to go. You're drafting against traffic. You're driving against traffic, and people might laugh at it and tell you the data. Smitty, I'm a slave to the data. I'm not a slave to the data. We are not a slave to the data. We will go against the grain any chance we can, because it opens the door to advantageous behavior that we're going to rinse and repeat over and over and over, and we're going to smash the hell out of our leagues in 2024. Chase Brown. So, Joel wants to know if this is pre-recorded. Yes, Joel, this was recorded previously. This is a recording. We'll be drafting in a second, guys, so make sure you smash that link. I pinned it in the live chat. So hit the link right there. Boom. Do it live. Any super chats that come in get immediate attention. So smash those as well. My final conclusion is this. You're drafting, let's say at the let's call it the 10, 11, 12 territory, because I think that's where we're going to see JJ fall. I don't think we're going to see JJ go in the middle of round 1 anymore. I think that 6 through 1, that's out. I think we're still going to see some 7 down to 12, okay? And at the end of the day, I'm taking Amon-Ra. At the end of the day, I'm taking AJB. At the end of the day, I'm taking Hall, Bijan, Obviously, Hill, Chase, and Lamb are also concerns. Like, we could do panic chamber episodes on CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, on Justin Jefferson. We can do panic chamber episodes on Jahmyr Gibbs. Doesn't mean we're not drafting those guys. We just have new news, or the holdouts are continuing. No news, so the holdouts continue. There's some reason to be a little bit worried about maybe the height value, the highest ADP value that was in existence for these guys. Lamb was going 1-2. Panic chamber episode about 1 or 2 overall value. Sure, we could have that. Jamar Chase going 4-5. He's holding out still, or holding in. Same thing, really. Are we able to have a panic chamber episode about Jamar Chase at 4-5? Absolutely. Jahmyr Gibbs was going 7-8-9. We could have a video about that. Panic chamber, Jahmyr Gibbs, 7-8-9. Sure. Would I close the door on Lamb? Not yet. Would I close the door on Jamar Chase? Not yet. But I'm starting to worry a little bit about Chase more than I am Lamb because of the injury history. Am I closing the door on Jahmyr Gibbs at 7-8-9? Hell no. But I'm taking advantage of it. And I dare say that even Gibbs, who may or may not have a little bit of a hamstring issue that he's rehabbing right now to make sure, not because it's so bad he's rehabbing it, but rehabbing it because he doesn't want to walk into the season and have it reemerge. Would I take Gibbs over JJ in this 7 through 12 territory? Yes.
You've just been Smitty approved.
You might not, but I would. Do I love JJ? Yes, I do. The conclusion here is he's not a bust. He's not in a void. But he no longer is a safe player to take at his old 5, 6, 7 ADP territory, which was the discount coming off of he lost Kirk Cousins and he was handed J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy was his only shot at being worth more than 6, 7, 8. You take that away and you give me just Sam Darnold, I no longer can condone expecting 8, 9, 10 touchdowns, 1,500 yards, and 100+ receptions, which is what he would need to command that kind of value in hindsight. I am not able to guarantee anything more than 1,400 yards on a healthy season with probably 5, 6 touchdowns and 90 to 100 receptions, which is a good stat line for a second-round player or a 1-2 turn player. So my new advice is you take him at the 1-2 turn. If you're feeling crafty, if you're feeling a little bit like you want to take on some risk, don't take him in every draft. Don't take him in more than 1 out of every maybe 7 or 8 drafts if you're doing underdog fantasy drafts. Diversify your portfolio. He's absolutely, with caveats, with, hey, I'm back in at 12 or 13 or 14, he is absolutely in the panic chamber. And now we're going to see where he falls in a draft. And we're going to jump into a puppy draft on Underdog Fantasy, a puppy 3. The link has been dropped in the live chat. The link is right here. This is the 20-second timer. Click on the puppy 3. Click on it now. The green button's there. Hammer the green button. Slap it. Your boy Smitty's going to wait about 5 seconds because of the YouTube delay. Then I'm going to slap the green button myself and get into this 20-second draft. And then we're going to pull it up and put it on screen. 4 more to start. Let's do a puppy draft right now. Let's see here. Let me refresh my screen, put it up on screen. We'll open the phone lines as we draft. 20-second drafts are fun. They do often have timeouts, especially by me, because I'm organizing an entire live stream, answering phone calls, doing all of that. And it does get to be a little bit rush, but we'll definitely be smashing this draft. All right, it starts in 34 seconds. Let me pull up my 34 seconds. Where are you? Where are you? I have so many drafts. It's so hard to find things on my board, especially on desktop. They make it so difficult on desktop to find it. Here it is, starting in 17 seconds. Puppy 3. Join draft. There we go. I'm drafting from the, what is this, the 5 spot. Okay. this a little bit. Higher this a little bit. Boom. All right, we're all set. Phone lines are open. Dial in, dial in, dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Draft has commenced. Christian McCaffrey 1, CeeDee Lamb 2. Rock out, drafted number 3. Bijan Robinson goes to rock out. Ray G from the 4. I'm very curious to know where JJ falls. We've got so many of our people in this draft, it's hard to know. I'm going to go Breece Hall from the 5 spot. 20-second timer makes it really fun. Phone lines are open. Dial in, dial in, dial in. Phone number is on the bottom of the screen. Super chats will be handled and answered immediately in order in which they're received. JJ's the topic. Let's try and keep it to a JJ topic when you first call in. I'd love to know. Why are people in panic over JJ? Tebow, watch the first 16 minutes and 10 seconds of the show. Justin Jefferson goes number 6. That's not one of our people, so that makes sense. We got so many of our people from the top and bottom of this draft. But definitely felt like if he was going to go, it was in the 6-7 territory right there. It's not insane, but it's not very smart. Okay. Mahmood said, just getting started, Smitty. I just ordered a $25 in Taco Bell. Yeah, I mean, we're going to last this entire draft here. I don't know how much longer we'll be here past that. But we are here. Big Dog Stark in the building at the 12 spot, taking Puka Nacua. Superfish with the Garrett Wilson and soon-to-be announced duo. I have CD and St. Brown, and I'm chilling, says Brian. I mean, CD went 2 here. Jamar Chase went 7. JJ went 6. Okay. London and A.J. Brown paired together in that 10 slot. Superfish from the 11's got Achane and Garrett Wilson. I like it. Kyron and Gibbs, I like that from the 9. Very solid. Very solid. Debo going to the 8 slot. JT. John from the 6 slots got JJ. Boy. You got timeout, Broski. Waddle. Woo. We're in Snipe City right here. Let's try this. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we're going to go Breece Hall, Barkley, and see what we get on the way back. But I wasn't going Nico. I wasn't going Olave. I mean, I'd consider Olave there. I might force Olave in that spot, but I wouldn't be happy about it. Adams, Cooper Kupp, Malik Neighbors, Evans, Ayuk, Devontae Smith, DK Metcalf. Those are all tough sells for me in the 20, 21, 22 territory, to be honest with you. Michael says Mahomes or Hurts. Well, considering Mahomes is my number 1 overall value in fantasy football 2024, I'm going to probably say Mahomie. My main. All right, Barkley and Breece. Interesting, eh? I don't hate it. We'll see what it turns into. This is again a puppy 3 20-second timer. I like the puppy 3. I like the 20-second timer. I like the 15-second timer the other night. That was wild. That was fantastic. The 2 slots got Lamb and Nico. The 1 slots got McCaffrey, Olave, and who? We'll find out right here. The rock out in the 3's got Cooper Kupp and Bijan. I like that rock out. I like that a lot. Kupp is hard to like. I don't love Kupp in the second round, but I don't hate it in this type of scenario, if that makes sense. Like, would I want you to draft Kupp on the regular at round 2 territory? No, But in rock out situation with all the sniping going on, Cup was probably the best pick, even though I don't love it, in normal settings. But then to get Pacheco as well, I think the trio's fantastic. The trio's pretty damn good. This is where we get to the point where, you ask yourself, are we going Neighbors yet? Is Neighbors as a third drafted player okay here? Let's see how it feels. This is about where I draw the line of, okay, I take Neighbors as my third drafted player. I don't love him at the turn at all, but we're talking about Tank Dell being gone. We're talking about Evans being gone. Cooper Kupp is gone at this stage. Olave is gone at this stage. Waddle's gone at this stage. You're talking about DJ Moore, Brandon Ayuk. I like Devontae Smith and DK quite a bit there. I almost went DK. I've been taking a lot of DK lately, so I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. Neighbors feels pretty good. I have to admit, in hindsight, I don't know. Maybe I would have, if I could take it back, what player would I throw in there? Probably DK. I love Devontae Smith as well. I love DK. I love Devontae Smith. If I wasn't drafting with this crew where we're all going to snipe each other, we all have like-minded, approaches, I would have probably tried to get Hurts went, in this third round. He would have probably fallen, very good chance he'd have fallen to me in the fourth round in a normal best ball without you guys in it. And I would have maybe went Devontae Smith with Hurts, but I knew I wouldn't get Devontae Smith and Hurts in this group. So I went ahead and got, but Neighbors shouldn't be a second rounder. Just like Nico shouldn't be a second rounder. Nico's great. He's fantastic. Just like Neighbors is fantastic. Neighbors is kind of in the same boat as JJ. He's going to have a lot of yards and a lot of receptions, but the touchdowns, not living in the red zone is going to hurt him. We got Zay Flowers going to this 10 spot. Turley's going with Gibbs, Kyron, DK, Mahomes. Like that quad. AJ Brown, Drake London, Devontae Smith, Zay Flowers. We'll see what kind of running backs you got at the end of all this. Definitely not a wide receiver fan. I can't stand it. Jack says Neighbors over Ayuk is nuts. You're right. It is. It's nuts that some people think it's nuts. Jack, one guy's out there doing work. The other guy's not even in pads ever. What are we talking about? Let's go. So look, why do I keep drafting Lamar with you guys? Because you keep sniping my Mahomes, my Hurts, But this is one scenario where I've been going Lamar a little bit more than normal. A little bit more than normal, just with you guys, because it gives me the opportunity to try it. I never draft Lamar outside of these drafts. So you guys are my opportunity to get a little Lamar action. So Breece Hall, Saquon, Malik Neighbors, Lamar. Top 3 wide receiver holdouts are scary to draft right now. Absolutely, bro. And Ayuk's in there too. He's not a top guy, but holding out, not good. Not a good look. Definitely a concern. Got to be worried about it. That's me on my horse. I like my team. 2 top 5 potential running backs, one of which could be number 1 in Breece Hall. Saquon, easily top 5 capable. Malik Neighbors, I'd say top 10-ish. I'm not going to get overly excited and call him a top 5 guy as a rookie. That's why I would not draft him in the second round. But I think he is borderline 10-12. I think it could be pretty good. Pretty good return for a third round investment. And on we roll. Anthony Richardson, that's a good pick. Pretty good pick there, pal. Let's go with we'll go with the guy that I wouldn't have drafted here in February, March, April, May, whatever. Definitely like the value now. Keenan Allen, who reportedly is looking like he weighs like 230. He's supposed to be 211, but they're saying he's slow. Looks like he's had some extra LBs piled on there. Demir Gibbs, I like that team. DK and McLaurin are a really good 1-2 considering the build. I like it. Superfish looking good. Garrett Wilson, Achane, Hurts, Laporta. If you draft Jefferson, watching Darnold will be torture. Correct. Correct. I like some of these teams. I don't know if 10 is on auto. 10 is an awful team. Luke with a 10 wad. Appreciate you.
To the moon.
Luke Meister coming in with a 10 wad. Hold on, let me cue some peeps here so I don't get Christian Kirk. Okay, let's go. I'm going to swing for a huge upside here and go Dunze. I think Keenan Allen doesn't. I don't think Keenan Allen lasts the year. I really don't. Smitty, 10-man, 2-keeper league. First rounders this year. CD, Chase, Hill, Breece Hall are being kept. Do I keep JJ in round 1? Or do I let him go and draft my 8 spot? Depends who's there. You got to give me like a list of players. I don't know the keepers. I know you're saying those guys were kept, but anybody else kept? Are those only first rounders kept? So you're talking about 8 guys. So if we look at this like draft here, you're saying CD, Chase, Hill, Breece Hall. You said etc. though. Like I don't really know. So if you're talking about 1, 2, 3, I mean, you're probably talking about like a JT, a Debo, maybe a Kyron or an Achane, right? I'd rather have a Kyron and Achane. I think with this amount of keepers kept, I think JJ's okay there. I think this puts JJ around like near the 1-2 turn. It's acceptable. It's acceptable. I don't hate that. It's a good question though, bro. I'm going to say keep JJ in that scenario. But I wouldn't be scared off from... I'm going to go with Jameson Williams. So, do I love this squad? It's good. Breece Hall, Barkley, certainly amazing. Lamar, that's great. Malik Neighbors, Rashee Rice, Adunze, Jameson Williams. Not my favorite group of wide receivers that you can often get outside of our community in a typical draft. But I still like the team. But do I think it's my best squad? Probably not. JJ had 191 yards and 1 TD in his last game with Nick Mullins. 234 watching, only 54 thumbs up. The other thing you got to remember about Darnold is he will probably be dishing up a bunch of hospital balls. It's not just about can you muster up garbage time. Some of it is about you're putting a player at risk of injury. To try and like defend that, oh, they'll make it work, JJ will figure it out. I don't like that for my number 6 overall player. That's why I'm regulating him to a 11, 12, 13, 14 pick. Then I'm okay with that logic. But I don't want my 6 overall pick to have Nick Mullins type, relief coming in and having to count on that. He'll be putting the whole team on his back. This is why Adams didn't, do what he was supposed to do last year. But like 10, 11, 12, 13, I'm fine with it. That's not where his ADP is. JJ, drafted by a non-show person, I'm almost positive, went number 6 overall. That is exactly why he's in the panic chamber. If we did this draft and he fell to 12, 13, he wouldn't be panic chamber material. He'd be, I think, valued pretty well, placed pretty well. So he's Brown. I'll go Chase Brown here. Chase Brown. Let's see here. My favorite team so far. I know everyone says, Smitty, you always like your team the best. I don't. Barkley over JJ. I don't know what I'd say that, Michael. I'm not saying Barkley I got at 20. I'm just saying JJ needs to be down at the 11, 12, 13 territory. That's what I've regulated him to. A borderline 1-2 turn player. Not 6 overall ahead of Amon Ra, ahead of AJ Brown, ahead of Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase has got some risk to his name right now, but no thank you. No thank you. Chase Brown. My favorite team is not mine. I don't like how the wide receivers fell to me. And I got a lot of snipers in here. So my plan definitely didn't, I think, get executed the exact way I wanted to. I'd probably say my favorite team. My favorite team's probably, I like Rock Out's team a lot. I like Brian Thomas. I like JSN to go with Cooper Kupp. Those are fantastic trio of wide receivers considering. Bijan, Kupp, Pacheco, Kincaid, AR5. I like Rock Out's team. Definitely a top 5 team to me. I'm going to go Wicks here. I think Ray G, if you had a little bit better wide receiver support, I mean, you literally punted. So I don't mind the 2 wide receivers, early, and then, it just seems like there's nothing else there. That's going to be tough sledding for you. You got to have some depth at the position, but I love your 2 that you got. Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen, Tank Dell, Jacobs, Kyle Pitts, Kamara. You started off like crazy. It's a great squad. So I just don't know where you're going to end up with the wide receivers. Again, my team, I'd rate my team like a 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. Like it's not one I love. It definitely is I try out different strategies. This one with you guys in particular, it's what I probably should have done is going running back. Running back's not the problem, but going running back. I think I could have waited on a QB in this particular scenario versus going Lamar, who's not even my favorite quarterback to draft anyway. So I probably should have punted my QB. I mean, look at Stroud around 7. It's filthy. It's filthy. That's where my mistake was here in this particular draft. Lamar's just not worth that fourth round pick. He's not. I don't. That's where I would change it. If Mahomes had have fallen to me, that would have been fantastic. I would have loved that. On the clock here in a second. Let's roll with, I got Breece Hall, Breece Hall, Barkley. Let's go Jerome Ford here. I do like the 80 Mitchell pick. It's nice. Jamar Chase, so the 7-team Jamar Chase, JT, Ayuk, Diggs, Pickens, Mixon, Stevenson. Yeah, I like some parts about it. The 9-team, I love Turley's team. Gibbs, Kyron, DK, Patrick Mahomes, McLaurin, Coleman, McConkey. I probably would have laid off some of the wide receivers like McConkey and Cortland Sutton. I like what you got, though, ahead of that. A.J. Brown, I don't like team 10. I don't even know what's going on there. 11, Garrett Wilson, Achane, Hurts, Sam Laporta, Kenneth Walker, Christian Watson. I'm going to say Superfish is my favorite team so far. I like Starks a lot. Puka, Marvin Harrison Jr., ETN, McBride, Xavier Worthy, Kyler Murray, Najee Harris. Pretty solid squad. One slot's got McCaffrey, Olave, Adams, Pittman. Too many wide receivers for me at that stretch with those names. Like, I don't mind going wide receiver heavy, but like, I don't know. I think like Brooks is pretty good, but he's not going to necessarily be even full go by week 6. He's not playing 1, 2, or 3. So your running back 2 is on the struggle bus. You got Devin Singletary. That's it. That's where you made your mistake, Chris, from the 1. Other than that, I like the team. I really do. I like. I think I like Superfish's, Rockout's team, Turley's team, and then Ray G's minus the receiver situation, which, yeah, I don't know. I think there's just a couple players that could have made a difference for you, but it's still a good team. My team, like my receivers are. I'm gonna go Benson here, and then I'm done at running back. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 RBs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers. I got 1 quarterback. My team so far, wide receivers are solid. They're just not what I want. Neighbors, Rashee Rice, Adunze, Jamison Williams, Wicks, very good. I wish there was just a little bit more firepower. Just a little bit more firepower at wide receiver, and I would have been comfortable if a couple players had fallen. But hard to do in our group. This is like iron sharpening iron, but only in a way that sometimes there's too much reaching, and it's only going to hurt every team involved. That's the part that's. I know you guys love drafting with me, but I may slip into a draft and then start the live stream quite frequently moving forward, because it really is hard to show a good strategy when you're sitting there. No offense, Reggie, but you're sitting there with the sniper of all. This is like Reggie sitting there with my cheat sheet, and like literally no matter what plan I'm trying to deploy, he's just like. And it's fine. He's paying hard-earned money. He's got to pick who he wants to pick. He doesn't owe me an apology. He doesn't owe me anything. But I do need to do drafts without that going on, or it does make for a very, very different live stream. We're going to open the phone lines here. So file on in. And hit that like button on the way in the door. How many people we got in the building here? 241. 241 of you and only 70 thumbs up. Let's punch that thumb up button and do it live. I'm going to time out here, damn it. God. Barely got Luke Musgrave in there. Barely got Luke Musgrave in there. Okay, so in sneaky fashion, I started another draft. I'm sorry. Let's hope I don't see any of your Speedies in here, damn it. Speedy, don't snipe, Speedy. I think we're good. Other than that, and we're gonna try and deploy a different strategy here and do it live. Christian McCaffrey goes 1. CeeDee Lamb goes 2. I don't think we got anybody else in here. Valentine might be one of our guys, though. Okay, on the clock. Let's go, Bijan. Let's go. Yeah, the thing you got to remember from the viewer perspective, this is why I probably won't do as many drafts with you guys moving forward, is I got to try and win some of these. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't just do a bunch of sniping drafts over and over and over. Then it's like, how am I competing when we're all going there and just making a mess of the draft? 2, you want to see me draft against a normal audience, not in a Snipe City mode where we're all looking like we don't know what the hell we're doing, because that's what happens when everybody starts taking from everybody. Everybody keeps sniping from everybody, and then by the end of the third round, it looks like it's the end of this, fifth round. And there's only 11 people that get in this, and not all 11 are from our community, maybe 4 or 5 guys. And your regulars half the time, it's always Ray G, it's always Rock Out, it's always me, and I want that to continue. I'm not saying I do not want to not see you guys in the drafts when we do it. I'm not saying it for that reason. I'm just saying it doesn't do any of the viewers that watch this, thousands of viewers that watch it after, it doesn't do them any good to see a bad environment being, strategies being deployed in a bad environment. So for the sake of the thousands, the 4, 5, 6, 7, if this video gets 10,000 views, I don't want to, no offense, worry about the 4 people that get in the draft more so than how it helps the thousands of people that watch it after and during. You know what I mean? Like, no offense to those that make it in, but that's not helpful. So, yeah, definitely need to deploy. See, like even here, like Speedy in here, it just takes Kyron. It's like, how can you show? It's okay because Achan's there, but how can you show the full, the full strategy you're trying to deploy with snipage? It's just, that's why I think moving forward you'll probably see very few drafts with you guys, just because it doesn't help. It's not helpful. It's not helpful at all. There are too many people that watch this that are not those 4 or 5 people in the draft. It needs to be more helpful. 13, Waddle at 13? That is crazy. That is very high. Very high. See, and I can also talk through my strategy as we go. This gives me almost a guaranteed shot at Tank Dell at this 29 overall if worst case scenario happens and the wrong or the players I want get taken. So I have emergency plans of attack that I can't deploy in a draft with, the regular community because it just won't happen. It's just like Mahomes falling, no chance. Jalen Hurts falling, no chance. Kincaid and McBride falling, no chance. But like here, I've got DK's there, Tank Dell's there. DK's pretty damn good here. I'm going to go with Dell, though. I love Dell. I love that people don't think Dell is even the number 2. I love that people don't think Dell's the number 2. He's the number 3. He's the number 3, Smitty. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I timed out on my other draft. Shit. It never went back to it. I'm over on that other draft timing out with you guys. I'm sorry. I got so caught up in this one. That's my bad. That's my bad. Where's this other draft? Puppy 3. I'm 3 picks away in the puppy. I've been timing out. Who did I get? Ty Chandler? Josh Downs? I need some quarterbacks. What in the hell is going on in that draft back there? My fault, guys. That's wild. All right, we're getting close to being on the clock again. You see how much smoother this draft is? This is normal. One quarterback's been taken by pick 38. Has one tight end hasn't even gone. Not one tight end is gone. This is a normal environment. See, I mean, this is why I shouldn't even draft it with Speedy in it. I should start a new one. It's like, come on, bro. I'm going to go Jacobs here. I'm going to go 3 RBs. There you go. Let's go with okay. I think I got a plan here. I'm going to go with go, Speedy. No cuff for you. I think Worthy's going to be crafty this year. I think he's going to be off the hook. Absolutely love Worthy right now. And I admit, I wasn't as high on him, initially. And then this first practice, he dropped the ball. I grilled him pretty good. But adjusting to that, man, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now. Hollywood going down, Worthy's going to explode. If he didn't have Mahomes, it'd be different. I don't think I'd be on the Worthy train if he wasn't in KC in that situation. Damn, I gotta go on a 6-mile run/walk. I saved all my steps. I'm doing 10 to 12,000 steps a day, and I hate when I have none of them. I have like 1,000 steps, I guess, but I have none of them for the day yet, which means that when I'm tired, I get off the live stream. I gotta go on like a 2-mile run and then walk another 4. No, not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that at all. Let's see who is available. I'm light at wide receiver, but I'm still loving it. I'm still feeling pretty good. Let's roll with, so he doesn't get sniped, I'm going to take CJ Stroud now. So I've got Stroud, I've got Tank Dell, I've got Jacobs, Achane, Bijan, Worthy. Clearly I'm going very light wide receiver shopping, which is, what my plan was, the last draft. But it just, in our sniping environment, you're not going to get what you want at wide receiver. It's just not going to happen. So, we're going to roll. I like the Kamara pick. We're going to roll with a couple other sleepers that I like very, very much right here at wide receiver. Keon Coleman, I would have loved to have snagged. That was who I was going to grab. If I thought Stroud would have fell and he wouldn't, I would have tried to let him fall. Let's roll with Brian Thomas Jr. Or there you go. That might be. We'll see. I don't know if he's sniping too. Jameson's not bad here. Burrow. All right, where are we at? Nick says, how to draft with you. I don't know that you'll be drafting with me anymore, bro, because I got to do some drafts without people in them. That's the whole point. That is the whole point. Like, I like this team, but even in this scenario, we got people in here that snipe. There's two, actually, that are just sniping left and right. You can't even talk about what you're going to do, and then they take them. So we have to resort to other situations. So your boy can't draft almost on the clock here, but we're going to jump into another one. I do not believe anybody's in this one. And it is a Best Ball Mania $25 hauler. And we are on the clock at the 1 pick. I'm going to go Tyreek Hill here. Best Ball Mania. This is not a puppy. This is a Best Ball Mania. We're going to go Tyreek Hill. No one's in this draft. Can guarantee that. Because anybody that thought I was going to jump in another puppy jumped in, tried to get in, but nope. I went through a little curveball and I went Best Ball Mania. Best Ball Mania on ya. Yeah, buddies. We aren't getting sniped this time. Now, let's see how much better the team is. Let's see how much better the team is. Jamar Chase. Let's see where JJ goes. This is a complete natural environment here. $5 hauler, puppy draft. Honest. Hold on, I'm on the clock here. Puppy 3. Oh, this is the other one. Okay, honest review. Puppy draft. Kyler, Levis, Nix, Kyron, Corum, James Cook, Benson, Wright, Vidal. Yeah, that's good. It's good. I don't love James Cook personally, to be honest. I like Benson. I would much rather have like Connor Benson than even James Cook. I'm not saying to take Connor where Cook is getting drafted. I just mean maybe go wide receiver where Cook went and then get Connor Benson as your second to Kyron Corum. Love Wright. Love that pick. That's fantastic. McBride, amazing. Devontae Smith, Keon Coleman, Lamb, I like it. Very, very good team. The only thing I would change would be that one pick, the James Cook pick. That's it. I'm just not a big fan of James Cook. Smitty, 10-man, 2-keeper league, first rounders. Oh, yeah. So, again, back to this question, Luke. Again, I don't know if you responded, but definitely okay with the keeper value of JJ considering, CD, Chase Hill, Breece Hall, all those guys are being kept. Because I think that's going to put him, JJ, right around the 11, 12 turn type of value. Travis, you're live.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Not much. I have to say, I do like when you draft kind of away from the group.
Yeah.
It's easier to watch. And
it's also it's also getting bad because I have like half of my drafts already drafted. I still got to rush a lot of them, but it's pretty bad to continuously draft in the most non-optimal setting over. It's like, you You got to try
Right.
to win these things and prove yourself, prove your worth. And you're not going to do it. And you're just not. You're not going to do it with the group. And so I'm not saying I won't draft with you guys. And I especially will drop like those, links to private leagues and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I won't draft with everybody. I just can't. I can't draft a majority of them going forward with the crew. It just doesn't make sense. Hit that thumb up button on your way in the door. Like even drafting in that last one, sitting right next to snipers. It's like you can't even talk about it on the stream what you want to deploy. So it is what it is. It's fine.
Yeah.
Best ball. I got to remember to go back to this other draft, though, because it's still going on, and I don't want to throw that money down the drain. I should keep forgetting about the draft once I move on.
Yeah.
Best ball mania. I think I'm 4 picks away, right? Yeah, here it is. So I gotta pre-rank some boys. So, like, example here, I don't know that Kyron's going to go. There's somebody that might. There could be someone in here. I don't think so. I don't think these are. I don't recognize any of these names. But, like, Kyron is so far down. He's at 26 overall. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players down. 7 players down. Cooper Kupp is 4 players down. I'm hoping I get Cooper Kupp and Kyron back-to-back here, which would be fantastic. Olave is there. Devontae Adams is there. I could see this guy going Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's been climbing in value. I don't know that he's going Kyron because the odds of him going RB are very low in this best ball community. People just don't do it. I'm hoping Kyron falls more than anything, but I'm hoping Cooper Kupp and Kyron fall, and then I'm smashing Devontae Adams. This is beautiful. So I'm going to go Cooper Kupp because I'd rather have Kyron's ADP lower. And I'll go Kyron. That's a phenomenal start. It feels so wonderful to be back in a non-friendly environment. It's just like night and day. It's so night and day. Kyron at 25. It doesn't happen. It's never going to happen in our community. It's just not.
More like it.
It's not going to happen.
You coming up on a pick?
No, I've got to go all the way down and back. But right now I got Tyreek, Cooper Kupp, and Kyron. It's like best 3 you could get.
Start.
Yeah.
So with Jefferson, I think one of the things too that is a drawback, like you were talking about, with how you could add JJ and Darnold with kind of 2 shots for someone to work out. And, because it seems like they're so invested in Darnold just for right now, I don't see them panicking and going and trying to acquire another quarterback from someone. I mean, maybe something pops up, but it seems like they're perfectly happy to just roll with Darnold.
Yeah. I think
for me that
we're hearing the Rattler's amazing, and big guy we talk about all the time. We love Rattler kind of here, I think, subtly, but that's not going to happen. Like I don't think so. Not Rattler being traded, but Carr being traded, or because like
I've
you
heard
said,
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, like you said, they seem to really believe in Darnold, so much so that he was probably going to start week 1 anyway. So I think everyone needs to understand that doesn't really change anything for them. Just because they believe in him doesn't mean it's going to work out. But look at all these wide receivers that have been. This is how you know this is truly a the fantasy football show community, because look at the wide receivers. They're just absolutely. It's all orange. It's crazy how many have gone. Yeah. And being at the top of the draft, I will say I love going wide receiver when best player available allows it, more so at the top of the draft than at the 12, 11, 10 picks, because there have been, since I made my Kyron pick, there have been 0 running backs that have been taken, which is crazy. Now 1, Henry just went. I don't know what I'm going to do with this next pick. Now, here's where I keep going Lamar and Andrews lately. I don't know why. But Lamar and Andrews would be pretty good here as a 4th and 5th drafted player. That'd be pretty good. Not saying I'm going to do it, but that'd be pretty solid. Mahomes is 5 players down. I highly doubt he makes it to me. He usually goes 4.6, 4.7, 4.8. And does anybody have any... Who has Kelsey? Kelsey hasn't gone yet. Kelsey's next, though, to go. He's the highest ranked guy. But yeah, if Mahomes fell to me, he's 4 players down. That would be unreal. I could go Trey McBride and Kyler later. I like that. Jacobs is available. I very much strongly. I like that I could talk. This is another reason why I don't.
I was just going to say this, yep.
Yeah, me drafting with everybody, it's fun for 4 people. You know, like the bigger picture, I can't worry about, no offense, but I can't worry about 4 or 5 people in the draft. I got to worry about the thousands of people watching this. And if I can't talk out my strategy, how's my live stream helping anybody?
Right.
I like being able to discuss this. So if I do, Mahomes is the top player available, 1, 2, 3. It's happened before. Could he slide 3 picks? The Josh Allen owners out of the QB game. So I just hope, this is the last one. I hope this guy is not a quarterback early guy. Don't draft Mahomes. Don't draft Mahomes. Don't draft Mahomes. Don't do it. Don't do it. This isn't sniping if it happens because he's the top-ranked guy and he should have been gone 3 or 4 picks ago. So it's not like he's listening. I don't recognize him. Don't go Mahomes. He's going to time out on Mahomes, isn't he? This is the worst. This is the worst. Yes, he timed out on Christian Kirk. I don't think this guy's going bully QB. There's no way he's going bully QB. It would be honestly, it'd be dumb of him because he's got such a good start. It'd be dumb to go bully QB anyway.
Yeah.
Just don't time out on it. Come on, guys. Just pay attention. Oh, my God. 10-9. He's going to time out on Rashee Rice. I got Patrick Mahomes. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You have like PTSD from drafting with all of us.
Man, do I go Worthy here or Jacobs?
Someone mentioned you have all your starters by week 6. I don't know if that matters to you or not. But,
not really. I think I'm going to go Jacobs here. I'm going to go Jacobs here. I like the stack. I do, but I don't care about. Wow, look at this team. This is filthy. This is filthy.
I was going to say, you can get someone comparable to Worthy coming around again, I think.
Yeah, I want a Worthy. He was about 8 players down. Jacobs is this is Phil. I could have went Kincaid just as easy. I like Kincaid there, but wow, this is a great start. Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Jacobs. Jeez. Jacobs could be a top 5, 6. We'll call him top 6 to 10 running. I mean, he's a Mars man, for goodness sake. People, look at this.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars man. Loads dropping and spinning aimlessly.
Jeez, that's a great start. I don't think I've started this well at the 1 pick in weeks. Man, I haven't started this well in weeks from the 1 pick. This is a great start. Mahomes falling to the almost. Well, you know what? I should have let him fall to the 5.1 just for principle. But 4.12, insane. Yeah, this does feel like I'm back out in the wild. Jacobs has been disrespected on this channel for years. That's right, Thomas. But Thomas, he's going to ball out this year. And you didn't tell us that. We told you.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Give me a coffee, Thomas. All right, what are we doing here with this next pick? Did you say you had a question you were waiting on?
Yeah, I was just going to say, in terms of dynasty, does it throw a little more question into it just because JJ now misses a year, and I'm not saying he can't jump right back in next year and be good and even learn, while he's rehabbing this year and stuff and still be very good, but, just one more year gone without a truly elite quarterback for JJ, and that offense could be different. Hawkins is a year older, and there's just so many moving parts right now. Does it do anything for you dynasty-wise with JJ?
I'm very worried about his dynasty value. Very, very worried. Not that he can't be. Not that he can't be amazing. At times, or that it won't get worked out, or that JJ McCarthy doesn't just bounce back next year. You know what I mean? Like I get it. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I certainly am not excited about JJ's dynasty value like I want to be. I'm almost on the clock here, so I have a dilemma here. I probably got to go Hollywood if he's there, even though he's gonna miss at least week 1. So I'm going Hollywood with this pick here. I'll go Hollywood, and I'm probably I so badly want to go like BT. I want to take Brian Thomas Jr. as well, but I'm gonna go Coleman. I can't let Coleman slip. I'd be very tempted to go like with the Green Bay wide receivers, but I feel so good about my receiving crew. I don't need to do anything weird with my wide receivers. I'm just gonna take the guys I believe that are gonna crush at this point. I've got a very, very, small stack in the Hollywood Mahomes situation, and I don't even necessarily need Hollywood week 1 anyway, so I'm fine having that cuff for later and it serving me well. But I'm fine with what I got. Tyreek Hill at 1, Cooper Kupp at 24, Kyron at 25. Patrick Mahomes at 48 was the steal of this draft, the steal of all of fantasy football, in my opinion. And I'm getting him at 4.12. It's insane. Jacobs, one of the bigger steals in fantasy right now. Why he's going in the 5th round, I have no idea. Hollywood Brown, risky, but it doesn't matter at this point. He's my 3rd wide receiver, honestly. I think Keon Coleman's my 3rd. So I'm liking this. I'm liking this team. This team feels so good. This feels like a total Best Ball Mania contending team. I'm loving what I got. I got to stay focused. I can't time out or mess up. I love that I have the back-to-backs because I feel like I can prep. I can take one of them and then I have more time. I'm fine with this. I don't think I'm going to time out or anything. But remind me if you see me on the clock. Rock out. What's up, my guy? Rock out.
Rock out.
Rock out. Chase Brown. What's up?
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown. What's up?
Chase Brown.
What's up, my man?
What's up? How you feeling about Jamar Chase and Lamb, far as going into the season, not having their stuff figured out?
Definitely not excited about it. I think Jamar Chase scares me more than Lamb does because he has a little bit more of an injury history. Lamb reminds me more of a kind of receiver, knock on wood, and injury could strike anybody, but the kind of receiver that can definitely stave off injury a little more in his career. Chase reminds me more of the best example of a player that plays like him. Lamb's is so much more controlled, I would say. He just feels like he's going to stave off injury. He's the kind of guy that, like, if I had to bet on one of them, the holdout not affecting it, it'd be Lamb. I don't know. It's tough to say. Jamar Chase has also dealt with Burrow's injuries, his injuries. The team starts off slow some years, like to the tune of 3 games in a row. Like, there's just a lot more to worry about. So you talk about Jamar Chase, like, just being out of sync even and having a slow start to the Bengal, weeks 1, 2, 3, the first month of football. Like, there's a lot of variables, Like, that's kind of worrisome when you think about it. Like, there's nothing that scares me about Lamb. Lamb's just Lamb. Get lambed. But Jamar Chase, there's all three. There's Burrow's health. There's Chase's health. There's the holdout in health. There's the health in general for Chase. But the holdout, a slow start, not being in sync, the team struggling here and there in pockets. No thanks when I'm deciding between the two. But is there injury risk every day we move forward for both of them? Yes. I think it's lesser for Lamb, but it's certainly present. And the same thing can be said about, obviously, Ayuk.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting for the Mars and Moon Man late as far as the snipage.
Yep. Yeah, let's see here. Best picks coming up, boys, are Zamir White, Raheem Mostert, Brock Bowers, Chase Brown, Zach Moss, Spears, Wicks, Goddard, Corum. Corum's a ways down there, but I don't think he'll make it back to me. I mean, we're talking about him being he'll be at his ADP,
Right.
like literally on the money.
Yeah,
I can't risk
it's reasonable for people to grab him around early. Yeah.
Yeah, so I gotta unfortunately burn one of these picks on Corum, but that's fine because I'm feeling really good at receiver. I kind of want to take a look at tight end here. Zamir White just went.
I was just gonna say tight end.
We like him, Brock.
If you're grabbing Corum, you're in good shape.
Do we like Brock Bowers atop of the list right now? Dallas Goedert second, or I don't know, kind of like 6 tight ends, 7 tight ends down. Definitely make it back to the next turn would be Luke Musgrave. So I could afford myself another receiver grabber.
I was gonna say, so what direction would you go if not tight end then? If you can wait for a guy to come around.
I don't mind Mostert here, actually. I think he's still capable of a handful of huge games before he ends up either slowing down or getting hurt. Jonathan Brooks is good for later. Chase Brown. Yeah. I love Chase Brown here. My only I don't know if that's Rock Out's phone. Usually it's Rock Out's phone. Rock Out, mute if you could real quick. I don't know what it is about your phone. It echoes. Romeo Dobbs just went. I might go with Mostert or Chase Brown and Corum, or Mostert and Corum.
If you got Mostert, you might be able to snag right down the line if you wanted one more running back.
That's week 6 again, though. we're getting
yeah.
That's right.
Maybe mix it up with Brown then.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
I mean, I love Brown, you know that, but
I'm gonna do it anyway. I got plenty of rounds to get a few guys. I'm fine. Round 6 or week 6 is becoming more of a problem but I got Jacobs around 10. I've got Coleman around 12. I'll be fine. I'll be able to field a team. Plus, again, it's all relative. It's not like you get knocked out of any week. It's not an eliminator. So as long as I can field a team, then at the end of the day, I'm scoring more points on average than anybody else in relation to what, how that looks and plays out. Like I have week 6 happens, I have no more problems the rest of the year. So I'm going to be scoring a little bit more every week than everybody else who's bleeding out every single week. I'm not worried about it. As long as I can field the team, I'll be fine. But I like the idea. I'm on board with what you're saying. I definitely love having Mostert and Wright. and that's probably going to be my flex, I think. A lot of the time, at least 50% of the time, Mostert and Wright. That's the combo. If you draft both of them, it's called Roastert. Mostert and Wright are going to be pretty damn good. Pretty good pretty good rotation. And I don't even need to go that direction if I don't want to draft another week 6 bye running back. But the good news is week 6 is close. You know, it's very, very early on. So the odds of like if I only have 2 running backs that are non-week 6 bye, the odds of the injuries are lesser. You know, that I'm looking at Jacobs being out for week 6, and then let's see here. Brock Bowers, good pick, but I think I'm going to go Luke Musgrave later. Chase Brown, he just went. I definitely would have loved Chase Brown on this team, but I think Mostert, as much as we want to pretend he's going to be irrelevant, he still could have his first month of the year before he falls off or gets hurt could be literally running back 5 or running back 4. I think everyone's forgetting how good that offense is. And if he is able to stay healthy for 4 straight weeks to start the year, he could literally make people regret passing on him and saying, why did I think Mostert couldn't, even if it was for half a year, why did I think he couldn't be in the top 5? He was in this offense. What made us doubt him? What made us think he was just going to drop off? And, you know, his age makes him very highly unlikely to play 17 games. But what made me think in best ball I couldn't have a top 5 running back in 3 or 4 games?
Yeah, for sure. Especially, I mean, they use him on the goal line plenty, and you saw even with Achane popping off, they use the 2 of them together all the time. So
yeah. What do we got here? Jacoby Myers, Brock Purdy, Spears. Spears was a good pick. Chase Brown and Zach Moss got taken back-to-back, so that drafter at the 11 spot maybe was going to try and cuff him. Walker around 6 is fantastic. Stroud at 68 overall is great. Monty at 67 is fantastic. JSN in the 70s I love this year. James Conner at 70. 76 is pretty damn good. 78, pretty damn good. Brian Thomas Jr., I really was hoping I knew he wouldn't, but I was hoping he'd come back around to that Mostert pick. I would have taken BT there. That would have been great. I love BT. All right, we're getting close to being on the clock. My team so far is, in case anybody's wondering, is such a good team. It's probably the best team I've drafted from the 1 spot in weeks. Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Hollywood Brown, Keon Coleman, Mostert, Blake Corum, and we're 2 picks away. A lot of week 6 buys. I get it. I'll have to be on my toes about that. But Jalen Wright is a guy I'm still going to maybe target down way, even though it's another buy. Wicks is the 3rd ranked player available right now. I really like him with one of these turn picks. Benson, week 11 buy. I really like him as well. A.D. Mitchell by week 14, he's available. And then it kind of dries out a little bit, to be honest. Okay, so I'm on the clock. I kind of like Wicks here. I kind of like Benson here, and I like A.D. Mitchell here. What are the 2 that you guys like?
Do you have enough running backs right now? I kind of like.
I went Wicks here.
I like both of those receivers.
I mean, I do need that other running back for the week 6 bye, and I draft Wright, and then I'm done. A.D. Mitchell, I do like a lot.
I think Benson.
You need him for the
carries early on.
I'm gonna maybe A.D. Mitchell. No, he probably won't fall. He's like 10 players down. Probably go. But
Mitchell will be gone.
Yeah, but there's still some unknowns there. As much as I love both of them, I need I need that week 6 bye week replacement. Now, Benson may or may not be getting much run in week 6. It could burn me. I am definitely banking on by week 6 him being very, very involved. And he's got so much big play potential. I think he's going to be doing some big things. But we'll see if maybe A.D. Mitchell falls to me. Maybe I get really, really lucky, but I don't think he will. But I'd rather take that gamble. Benson was going to go. And my wide receivers are pretty damn steady. I've got Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Hollywood Coleman, and Wicks. I mean, that's really solid.
Yeah, there'll be other guys. I mean, I like Mitchell a lot as well, but there'll be comparable guys that you can still grab later.
Green says 80 Mitchell over Pittman is absurd. I mean, how many shares do you have of Michael Pittman, my guy? I mean, it's not absurd. This year it might be absurd, but like in time, 80 Mitchell could be the number one there, in a year or two. I don't think Pittman was ever meant. I mean, I don't think he's a number one. I think Pittman is a very, very, very good wide receiver too for a team. He's Addison to JJ. I'm not saying 80 Mitchell is going to be JJ. I'm just saying that is what I feel Pittman, where he belongs. Pittman should be. Should be eventually the 2.
In the chat, someone was asking, should they trade Cooper and Devo for Amon-Ra? I don't know what they mean by Cooper. Kupp or Amari.
Cooper and Debo for Amon-Ra. You can't be Cooper Kupp. So it has to be Amari Cooper. So Amari Cooper and Debo for Amon-Ra. Redraft and let's see. Amon-Ra, Cooper, Debo, Amon-Ra. Give me Amon-Ra in Dynasty. Give me pretty close in redraft, but I'm going to lean toward Amon-Ra.
Yeah, I'd probably take Amon-Ra both.
It's definitely like a debate.
Redraft is interesting though. Yeah.
I mean, Debo's gonna have that good of a year. He's gonna have that good of a year, but it's still I'd rather just get the bigger dog that is ranked, slightly ahead of even Debo with Ayuk gone. But it is trending like Ayuk's gonna remain in San Francisco. Everything I'm hearing from like locally on the ground floor. Rock out, you might need to mute your phone again, man. It's for some reason it just echoes like crazy. It's weird. Sorry, pal. When you want to talk, just unmute and just interrupt. But 9th overall, 10-man PPR, taking Gibbs, Achane, first 2 picks, too risky. 10-man PPR, taking Gibbs, Achane, first 2 picks, too risky. No, not at all. Riley, I love it. I do like Kyron a little more. Yeah, rock out. Anytime you want to talk, just interrupt. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just for some reason, like every 10 or 15 words, it just echoes it back to me. It'll be like, echoes it back to me. it'll just like scream it. I don't know what it is. Do you have me on speaker, Rockout? I'm trying to figure out why Rockout's phone does that.
It's on speaker.
It's not on speaker?
No, I got you on speaker right now.
Oh. All right, guys, I'm on the clock. Here I will be.
Here.
See, like it just did it again. Do I go Dotson round 14 with all the questions about his role? I'd probably say no. Do I go Ricky Parasol by week 9? I don't know. I don't think. Do I go Leggett, who's going? He's got a bye week 11. You know who I really like right now a lot? I like him a lot. Is Michael Wilson, Arizona Cardinal wide receiver. I just think he's going to have a really good year.
I'm taking a lot of him. I do too.
I'm very tempted.
I
taking a lot of him lately.
I'm very tempted to take him here. I need a tight end. I'm going to go Luke Musgrave. He is. He's barely there. So do I go Leggett here or do I go Michael Wilson?
I like Wilson because you know what his role is. And Dortch is looking good too, so they're going to have guys that, he's going to get plenty of open looks.
I'm going Wilson.
So you're going to have to account for MHJ, obviously. And Dortch is an underrated guy, maybe not for fantasy, but just he's going to draw some coverage. He's a pretty explosive little guy.
Wilson looks filthy right now. I don't think anybody's even seeing what he's doing. My wide receivers, I got Keon Coleman, Wicks, and Michael Wilson, all without their bye weeks 12, 10, and 11. So I'm good there. I think Wilson looks. He looks like, and first of all, Kyler's going to throw a lot of vacated targets there in Arizona. Obviously, MHJ is going to consume a lot of them, but they're going to throw enough that Wilson might end up being like a Wicks. Like he might get that like 900 yards and 8 touchdowns or something, or 7. It's going to be a really.
I really think he's not talked about enough.
I like him a lot.
I mean, just think about last year. Like he had a little bit of hype last year, and people were talking about, this guy could be good. He's got the size, he's got the speed. He runs his routes well. Like everything was good about him, and they just said, he just needs time, and he could be Kyler's guy. And then MHJ gets drafted, and everyone forgets about him. But there's no reason why that actually shouldn't help his development.
Yeah, if MHJ, we did a show on this where we said if MHJ doesn't get drafted there, Michael Wilson will be back on the map of being like the number 1 there and capable of supporting that responsibility. Just might end up being like a Michael Pittman number 1. Michael Pittman's a number 1,
right?
But it's like he does he really deserve to be? No, but could he still produce super low end wide receiver 1 numbers in that role until somebody comes along? So that's how I feel about Wilson. He's Michael Pittman Jr. capable. Now, if MHJ landed on Indianapolis, that's what we're talking about. Like MHJ would become the 1, and then Michael Pittman would be the Wilson. Yeah. Wilson? All right, this team's looking solid. Let me scroll back up and show everyone the team. Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Hollywood Brown, Keon Coleman, Raheem Mostert, Blake Corum, Trey Benson, Dontavian Wicks, Luke Musgrave, and Michael Wilson. And I've got 5 picks left. I've got, as far as a count on my positions, I've got a 1, a 1, 5, 1, 5, 6, 1 going. So love my wide receivers. My wide receivers are so solid. I'm not saying I won't take one more, but I don't know that I need to go any deeper than that. I definitely want to grab some QB action. Fields is available still. Bo Nix is my safety net, I think, is my QB2. I would have loved a Cousins. I kind of feel, like Cousins got sniped from me here at the last pick here in this past round. I could have maybe punted Michael Wilson and got another receiver, but I decided he was important enough to grab. I could grab. I don't know that I need any other wide receivers right now. I could grab likely Ben Sinnott. I really like. I'm going to maybe hold off on Sinnott for a little bit, but I love Ben Sinnott. Quarterback, Justin Fields. I really think I need to grab him next.
Yeah, try to get Sinnott later.
Yeah. Ben Sinnott. I'm probably going to, did Russell Wilson get taken? No, he's so much below Field. I think that ADP is about to adjust because everyone started taking Fields, and then now everyone's thinking Fields isn't going to be the starter again, and so all of a sudden you're going to have Fields and Russell kind of like go back to at least dead even. But Bo Nix will be my safety net. I could even go Fields Nix right here if I wanted to, or I could just wait on Nix. Nix probably falls to my next set of picks, I think. Yeah, he will. Probably will. But I do want 3 QBs. So do I have, what do my running backs look like? Bye week Trey Benson and Josh Jacobs both by week 10 and 11, so I'm good there. I don't need to go with another RB. Wright got taken already. So maybe I go with Fields and...
Is Ford still out there?
No. There's not much left. Estime, Mason, Jordan Mason, Roshan, Bucky Irving, Vidal. It's kind of slim pickings. Wide receivers, we got McMillan. Jermaine Burton's there. That's good. I could go Burton as my last wide receiver.
I like him.
I could go Likely. I could
they're
punt.
going to use Likely, even with Andrews.
I could punt Fields. I'm on the clock. I could punt Fields here and just take Bo Nix later, so I could go Likely. But Fields is such a league winner. You know, if he's in there, I'm going to take him. And then Ben Sinnott, we think will fall, so I'll skip him for now. Burton's there. Running back's not interested in anybody right now. I'm going to go Burton. We'll go Burton, Fields. Should be able to get Sinnott or somebody at tight end that I like, and then I'll get Bo Nix. So Bo Nix and Ben Sinnott will probably be my next two picks if they're still there. I like the Ray Davis pick at 163. I'm very tempted in some drafts to take Ray Davis and Frank Gore Jr. I think at some point one of those guys is starting multiple games. What do you guys think? Honest opinion, 1 through 10. What's this team? Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams with Corum, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Jacobs, Hollywood Brown, Keon Coleman, Mostert, Corum, like I said, Wicks, Trey Benson, Luke Musgrave, Michael Wilson, Justin Fields, Jermaine Burton.
I mean, it's like a 8.5 or a 9 anyway.
What do you think, Rocco?
Finish it out strong.
I think it is.
I'd give it like a 9.
I mean,
like an 8.8.
8.8, I like it. I really think I'm usually very honest. I like my teams a lot because I think when I draft best player available, I always feel pretty good about it. The only times I don't is when, sometimes best player available will put you in a bind on occasion, and I'm willing to take that chance because of the way I usually feel coming out of the draft. But it usually means you're not making mistakes when you're taking the guy you believe to be the best player available every time. You're feeling like you're hitting home runs at every turn. That's the nature of that. And I feel like there's not many mistakes that even can be reverse engineered here and say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Mahomes falling to me. This is where I would have said, man, if only Mahomes had fallen to me. This is like one of those drafts that almost went that way. Can't believe he fell. Never would have happened in the Fantasy Football Show community draft. But Mahomes at really, I should have took him at the 5.1 just for principle. But Mahomes at the 4-5 turn, Jacobs at that 4-5 turn. Those are huge picks right there. I mean, Tyreek, Cooper Kupp, Kyron. There's a shot I have a top 5 wide receiver. There's a chance I have a top 5 wide receiver in Cooper Kupp. I don't know if it'll last all year long, but he's looking more and more, and he's climbing the board like crazy. He's looking more and more like a really strong play to be a top 5 to 10 range wide receiver. I could have the number 1 overall wide receiver in Tyreek Hill, a top 5 to 10 wide receiver in Cooper Kupp, the number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4 running back in Kyron with Corum, in my opinion, the number 1 overall quarterback, or at least top 2. Josh Jacobs is 6 to 10 running back. And then all this other stuff is just, that this is where it all lies. The responsibility of this team winning big money is going to lean upon Coleman being the real deal, Mostert having some huge games before he gets injured or falls off, Hollywood getting healthy and actually doing some damage, Wick stepping up and being a baller, Trey Benson eventually getting on the horse and going crazy as his 4.3 speed takes over, and Connor, who's 20. Is Connor 29? Ziggy, how old is James Conner? I think he's 29.
think so.
29. Ziggy, volume 10. Yeah, I mean, geez, man. Luke Musgrave, I think, is a total breakout. So this team's feeling really solid. I'm loving the squad. And right now, I've got one quarterback, or two quarterbacks, different bye weeks, one tight end. I'm feeling fine. I got a bunch of week 6 bye weeks, but I'm covered on my wide receivers because I have a 12, a 10, 11, a 12. I'm fine. My running backs, I have 2 running backs that are going to cover me during the week 6 bye. And I was going to take Braylon Allen, but he was drafted already. That was my sneaky. I just waited too long. My sneaky grab. Estime's there. I don't hate that. Damn. I don't really like any of these other RBs. Tank Bigsby. It's getting a lot of hype right now. I don't know that I'm totally buying it, but there's a lot of hype there. A lot of hype.
No, it's a tough one because last year there was a ton of hype too. Granted, he's in another year in the league.
Dortch. Do I cuff Dortch to Michael Wilson or Yoshi Voss to Jermaine Burton? Kind of like Yoshi Voss.
I was gonna say I'd probably go Yoshi Voss. I mean, I really like Dortch, but in that situation, I like Yoshi Voss and Burton.
Malachi Corley's there.
Well, that's interesting too, because Mike Williams almost definitely going to get hurt.
I'm going to cuff Yoshi Voss to Burton just because I think one of those guys is going to ball.
I like that. Yeah.
Bo Nix is there. I'm going to take Bo Nix.
One of those guys is going to ball, and all you need is like T. Higgins to get banged up, or God forbid Chase because he's holding out.
Yeah. Is this 12-person one of our people? Because they're taking. No, I don't think so. No, I don't know. They're just taking a couple of picks. The Cousins pick, the Ben Sinnott pick. Okay, I don't know. I don't think so. Bo Nix was a damn good pick for me, I think. So my QBs
I'm starting to like him more and more.
Yeah.
Next.
All 3 of my QBs have different bye weeks. Mahomes, Justin Fields, Bo Nix. I feel good there. Running backs, Kyron. Let me put it up on screen here. It's a little easier to look at this way. But man, I love this team. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
I say it probably every other show, but if Sean Payton still has a grasp on today's NFL, that system is perfect for Bo Nix, and
yeah,
Bo Nix is the type of quarterback Sean Payton likes. So
I love Bo Nix as a prospect. I mean, we ranked him so damn high on this channel, and then I admit I've been a little bit wait and see with him, but I'm feeling it. I feel really good about it.
Kind of had to be.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were gonna get, but
so how it's been in Denver.
Mahomes, Fields, Nix, Kyron, Jacobs, Raheem Mostert, Blake Corum, Trey Benson, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Hollywood, Keon Coleman as a 4th wide receiver, Wicks as a 5th wide receiver. Rockout, I think the phone's still doing it, man. I'm guessing you're on speakerphone is what I'm guessing, but
yeah, I'm on speaker.
Yeah, I think that's just feeding back in reverb or something, so you just got to mute it. Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Hollywood Brown, Keon Coleman, Wicks, Michael Wilson, Jermaine Burton, Yoshi Voss, Luke Musgrave. I only have the one tight end. That's probably where my riskiest, I'm most vulnerable there. Gesicki's available. Jelani Woods is available. I got to be very careful about this pick. And then my bye week on Luke Musgrave's 10. So this tight end cannot have a week 10 bye week. Gesicki doesn't have one. He has a week 12. Jelani Woods week 14. Sanders 11. kind of thinned out. Might be my one regret, I should say, is just not grabbing 3 tight ends. I should have figured it out. Maybe I didn't need Yoshi Voss. I don't know.
Who'd you take with your last pick?
Bo Nix. Yoshi Voss was the only player I should have maybe foregoed for a third tight end. But, I mean, maybe...
Oh, you still have 1 pick left?
Yeah, if Gesicki falls, then I'll have 2 tight ends, and I'll be good. Or Jelani Woods. I like Jelani Woods a lot. He can't stay healthy, though, so it's a...
I see what you're saying. I didn't realize you only had Musgrave.
Yeah, I only have Musgrave. I do love Michael Mayer.
Yeah, Tebow's making a good point. There's not very good things are being said about Jelani Woods. Like, I still love him as potential, but, like, I'm hearing there's potential that he could get cut.
Yeah, well...
Which would be crazy. Crazy to give up on that talent, but...
Yeah.
It just seems...
Theo John... I don't think Theo's there. I like Sanders a little bit. I just don't know.
I love the talent. I just don't know what they're going to do with him.
Yeah, what's the word on his, like, the plan for his usage? Let's see here.
I've been looking it up, and I haven't seen too much about him.
Let's see here real quickly.
The one I have him in a bunch of drafts as like my third tight end and stuff, but I worry that they're just gonna, lean on Thielen and Deontay Johnson and just chuck balls at them all year and develop nobody.
Panthers rookie Sanders wants to be the next Greg Olsen. Dawson Knox available, but he's week. What's my bye week that I have? Week 10. Okay, so Knox would be okay. Knox is all right. So it's either between Sanders, Knox, Mayer, and that's it. It's thin.
I mean, Knox is like safe if you just want to grab a couple points, but. I roll the dice more often than my last tight end. But. I hope they use Sanders. I mean, the guy is like a carbon copy of Julius Thomas, like same size, same speed.
I'm gonna take a risk on Sanders just because. I mean, we already have Knox injured. Missing practice. I don't know. It's tough. Michael Mayer I love, but
yeah,
Michael Mayer's we need Michael Mayer to get traded.
You're right about that. Teams should be picking up the phone on him.
Can you imagine
and tempt the Raiders to trade him?
Can you imagine if he went to Indy? That'd be amazing. All right, man. Very good squad though. I'm loving the team. All right, boys, rock out. You got anything else, pal? Rock out.
Nah, picked up good.
How'd your team end up on the other draft? I ended up timing out in some of it because I jumped over to this draft.
1 sec. Kind of faltered a little bit, but my QBs was Richardson, Cousins, Bryce Young, running back, Bijan Robinson, Pacheco, Spears, Elliott, Hubbard, wide receiver, Cup, JSN, Brian Thomas, Hopkins, Polk, Burden, Franklin, tight end, Kincaid, Likely, and Sanders.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. All right, boys. I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you.
Yep. Thanks, Smitty. Way to rock out.
Yep. Thanks to all my mods. Thank you, rock out later, bro. Appreciate all my mods. Appreciate all the super chats. Oh, God, not Kwani dropped this a little while ago. Smitty, can you rate my draft? Bijan, Garrett Wilson, not Kwani, you still here, bro? Where are you at? Not Kwani, I'm sorry. Smitty, can you rate my draft from the 1.11? Superflex. Okay, Superflex, PPR. I got Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Nico, Kenneth Walker, James Cook, Rice, Watson. I assume Christian Watson, Wicks, Love, and Musgrave, and T. Law. That's not bad. Love, Jordan Love. T. Law is not horrible as your second QB. The step count, how many steps am I at? Like under 1,000, and I've got to go 12,000. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm going 6 miles. Unbelievable. I hate when I put it off this late. It'll be like 2 a.m. when I'm done. And it's 12:15 a.m. my time. Also got Quorum and Algier. Okay, not Kwani. Appreciate you being here. I'm sorry about the delay. I like this, bro. Considering, you went light QB2 shopping, and T-Law ain't bad. Bijan, you said you got Quorum as well. I'd be trying to get Kyron somehow. That's for sure. James Cook and something for Kyron. Definitely try to do that. I like a Watson, Wicks, but definitely, ship any of those guys off. The guys I would not trade would be Bijan, Garrett Wilson. I'd trade Nico if need be. I mean, I'd put Rice in my wide receiver 2 spot if it meant getting Kyron. And I honestly think you could get a bunch more with Kyron for Nico. I like Nico. I don't hate him, but I want Kyron more than Nico, and Nico's got higher draft capital. I would try and go that way, not Kwani, to be honest with you. Or James Cook. James Cook and Watson, James Cook and Wicks. And I like those guys, but I don't think they're going to get you Kyron, though. If this is a dynasty league, I don't know that it is. I'd be trying to trade first rounders if I needed to with James Cook to get Kyron. But I don't mind at all. Swapping Nico and Kyron out. Bijan and Kenneth Walker are 2 very good running backs still, but I definitely love the idea of Kyron in there, especially if you have Quorum. Rice is a sneaky wide receiver. 3, let alone you want to go balls to the wall with Watson, Wicks, and Rice. One of those guys will be a pretty damn good player for you. All right, I'm out of here. Kwani, appreciate you dropping that. You don't need to make any moves. It's a good team. Don't do anything stupid. Keep your team. I'm out of here. I'm tired today. Justin with the $5 is catching you at the end of this fire team, Smitty. You got the 1 QB, the 2 running back, the 3 wide receiver slots all covered. That's a win, even if you're taking a chance on tight end. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you. Yeah, I like this squad a lot. Jacobs is fire at the 5th round territory. Mahomes, love it. Love it. Cooper Kupp, Tyreek, solid team. Absolute straight fire. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Doses. Travis Rowe with a 21-month membership. 1 more and he gets a Saturn. Or sorry, 3 more. 3 more months and he's a Saturn man. Saturn. Travis. 3 months and he'll have a Saturn emoji. Thank you, Blackbeard. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Thank you, Space Ricky. Thank you, DeBolt. Thank you, all mods. Any other mods that are in the house tonight. Thank you, Superfish. Thank you to my super chatters. Luke, James, I'm sorry, Jaime, Riley, Not Quani, and Justin. See you all tomorrow.
Liftoff of mission 3, 2, 1, 0.
Legend has it if you say Saint Brown 3 times in the dark in the bathroom, you will immediately lose your league.
Chase Brown, right? Right.